This program is recorded and presented by Chippewa Valley Community Television. The audio for this program can be heard on WRFP LP 101.9 FM.
Chippewa Valley Community Television presents Your Local Race. Meet the Candidates 2016.
Hi, I'm Bob Brown, News Director at Chippewa Valley Community Television, and welcome to another in our continuing series of interviews with candidates for the Eau Claire County Board. Today we're speaking with Josh Sterling. Josh is running for the seat in District 24, which is on Eau Claire's northeast side. Josh, why don't we begin today with you introducing yourself to the viewers and tell them why you want to represent them on the county board.
Sure thing. My name is Josh Sterling. I'm a lifelong resident of the Chippewa Valley here in Eau Claire. I've graduated from the CVTC marketing program in 2002. I have 3 young daughters in the area, going to the public schools here, and that just kind of sums it up. I love this area and I'm glad I'm here.
Okay. What kind of personal qualities do you think you bring, in addition to your training, what kind of personal qualities do you bring to the county board that you think will make you a particularly effective board member?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think right now in today's day and age, I think probably a little bit of what is needed out there are people that are deal makers, people that are going to go out and they're going to be willing to make compromises, to fight for some of the things they need to fight for. And in some of my past jobs that I've had in sales positions and things like that, that is a big aspect of what I've done, is do negotiating, making deals, and coming out with the best possible outcome.
Okay. Any of those past jobs you could share with us?
I had the dubious honor of being a car salesman here in the Chippewa Valley. I worked for Saturn of Eau Claire for several years. I also work currently as an insurance agent here in Eau Claire and work with Medicare and with the Affordable Care Act, so I'm also versed in working with government regulated areas as well.
Okay, great. Now, every county board member serves on at least one and sometimes 2 or 3 different standing committees. Are there particular committees that you familiarize yourself with that you think you would be particularly interested in serving on while you're on the board?
There are. I think a couple that are important to me, I think in turn is due to the fact that I do have young children in the area and have grown up here. The Parks and Forestry Committee is one that I feel is really important. One thing about the Chippewa Valley that I think we should be extremely proud of is our parks that we have out there, our public use land, our facilities that are out there for everybody, and I want to make sure that they're still there and they're even better going forward. The other one is the UW Extension Program. I think that there's a lot of great learning that takes place there. I do have a background working with the Board of Education here in Eau Claire and the school district here, and so it's important to me to see programs like 4-H and some of the different ones, the Master Gardening Program, different things like that that reach out to the public and help educate. It's important that those are still there. So those are 2 committees that would be interesting to me or would interest me.
Now, the county board involves itself in a wide variety of issues affecting many different aspects of life in the Chippewa Valley. Are there any issues that you're aware of that you think might be particularly of interest to the residents in your district?
Right now, I don't think there is anything in my specific district that is going on that is real big. I do feel that it's important that we take the time to provide the funding and the structure that we need for the airport that is part of my district up in that area. I do believe that is a vital piece of our infrastructure and our economy here in the area, and I'd like to make sure that we keep that functioning at as much capacity as we possibly can. Okay.
Can you think of any decisions or stands that the board has taken in the recent past that you've been particularly supportive of?
I think probably one of the most recent ones is the steps they've taken to strengthen their internal security measures. Obviously, due to recent things that have happened, I really do support that. Obviously, something that should have taken place, years ago, and too bad that this kind of a situation had to bring it out, but I do support that, and I do support the $50,000 contingency fund that they put out there. I really feel when we're talking about taxpayers' money, and especially property tax money that is used in such an important way, and really all of our tax money, but for those things, we need to be held accountable, and those measures need to be in place. And so those are it's probably the most important thing we've done, I would think, in a while, and I support that fully.
Okay. Now, the obvious flip side to that question is, how about some decisions or policies that the board has enacted that you are strongly disagree with?
At this time, I did think about that question a little bit here and there, and at this time there really isn't anything that I really feel strongly that they've done that has been wrong or incorrect in the past. I'm not saying that I support every one of their actions that they've taken, but there's just nothing that I really come out real strongly against at all.
Okay. Now, for the past 10, probably going on 15 years, the amount of funding from state and federal sources that comes to county government has been on a pretty steady decline, with no signs of that changing anytime soon. Do you come to the board with any ideas for how to deal with those sorts of problems that arise from that, dealing with those fiscal constraints?
You know, I have to agree with you. That is an issue that we're going to be confronting, and that those budgets are going to keep getting bigger and the funding is going to keep getting smaller. So I think really what's important, or what I want to do when I sit down, is to take a look at where the money is really being allotted, where it all is going. You know, since I've started running, I've been getting some more detailed reports on different things, and just now starting to dig into the allocation of all the taxpayer money and tax funding that we get and where it's going. I think that what we need to do is there are going to be tough decisions to put forward, you know, as we move forward with the next terms coming up for the board, and those decisions are going to have to be made based on the needs of the residents in the area. I think we need to listen to the constituents. We need to make sure that the programs that are really important stay there. We need to make sure that we are supporting the community. I definitely think that one of the most important things is infrastructure. We need to make sure that that maintains and stays good, and that our investments are wise in those areas.
Okay. Can you think of particular aspects of local infrastructure that needs your attention?
You know, I think one aspect of infrastructure is you know, downtown Eau Claire is an important thing. There's lots of growth going on down there. There's lots of contention about the growth going on down there, and at this point in time, I think as a community, we need to get behind the growth that is happening. The buildings that are going up, the projects that are taking place, that's what we're banking the future on of this area, and we need to stand behind that and stay with them. I also feel that it's important to stay on top of things like the Altoona Dam. They had the county had the opportunity when the water was down to identify additional repairs needed, and they took the steps to take those repairs, or to get bids and to get those repairs taken care of, which is going to save us a lot of money down the road. And those are the things that we need to stay focused on and keep doing.
Okay. You know, the ongoing fiscal constraints obviously lead to a balance that all board members have to try to strike between what your constituents need or feel they need and what money is available. How do you approach sort of, you know, walking that tightrope, striking that balance?
Yeah, you know, and I don't think there is ever a perfect way for anyone to walk that tightrope. You know, everybody wants what they want, but not everybody can have what they want, and that's the thing. We need to make sure that we do listen to the constituents. That's one thing that I'm very passionate about. I feel that in the past there have been leaders locally that just have not been as available and as attentive to what the needs of their constituents have been. For me, it's important that my constituents reach out to me and communicate with me what they want and what their desires are and why. I think that that's the main job for me, is to represent those constituents, but I'm also there to represent the county in a whole. So there probably are going to be some decisions that are not going to be easy, that might go a little bit against what some of the people might want, but we have to keep in focus the county in a whole. We're not looking at just a group of 100 people here or 200 people there. We're looking at everybody that's in the whole county. And so I think it's just going to take some time to deal with those situations on a case-by-case basis as they arise.
Okay. If you are elected, do you have in mind any sort of changes to policies or procedures that either the board, or the way the board operates itself, or any of the many different offices that the board oversees?
You know, at this time, I don't really. I think, you know, the way the board operates, you know, they have their procedures in place, policies in place. I don't see those as being negative at this time. From the meetings I've gone to, from talking to community members that have interacted with board members and in board hearings and situations, I haven't heard any complaints from anybody that they don't like the way the board functions or operates as an entity. So at this time I would say no, but again, down the road you never know what the future is going to bring.
Okay. Well, you're hoping the future will bring a seat on the District County Board, 24th seat in the county board. Here's your last chance to tell the voters why they should vote for you on April 5th.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I really do feel that as a member of District 24, the important thing is to be available to my constituents. I can tell you that as a lifelong resident, I know the Chippewa Valley, I know many people here, and I love it. And so I'm going to make sure that I'm available in multiple ways for contacting by my constituents. I'm going to listen. I'm going to take the time to meet the people. I'm going to take the time to go out and see the issues that are out there, whether it is actually physically going to the premises or, you know, looking at documents. But I'm going to take those steps and follow what my constituents want me to do and make those tough decisions.
All right, Josh Sterling, candidate for District 24 seat on the Eau Claire County Board. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for joining us. We hope you'll continue to View all of our candidate interviews with candidates for the county board, school board, and city council. And then do your duty and get out on April 5th and vote for the candidate of your choice. And that night you can turn to cable channel 994 to get the most up-to-date and quickest results as they come in. Thank you.
This program was recorded and presented by Chippewa Valley Community Television. Chippewa Valley Community Television is made possible by continuing community support. If you would like to volunteer or make a donation, you can contact us by calling 715-839-5067 or on the web at www.cvctv.org.